right behind me is the Post Hotel. I'm going to go in there.
Laser light comms, dark panel. Do you have that company in your portfolio that does artificial rain? There might be people around you that would be alleged to have an inclination to do that.
The black rock behind us.
You know, to put sulfur dioxide up there is actually a pretty cheap way to cool down the earth.
Oh yeah.
So,
Let's say I don't want aluminum oxides in my lettuce. Are you kidding me? A cocktail from the hill that they're spraying above our heads.
Yes.
You guys work with carbon taxes at all? We're on one of the largest climate accelerators.
I think he noticed your wig, so I think we should
Let's go. Someone noticed the wig, so we have to get the hell out of here. How you doing, sir? And I support the work you guys are doing. I support what you guys are doing because they said that BlackRock was behind all the climate stuff. Someone noticed the wig, so we have to get the hell out of here. We are here in Switzerland, in Davos, and we are on top of a mountain eating truffled potato terrine in a vegetable coat with curly endive salad and forest berry dressing. So we decided to pack our bags, get a bunch of undercover people, hidden cameras, and infiltrate the World Economic Forum, or some of the Swiss people call it WEF. WEF, we've heard it being referred to. Some of these people actually looked like James Bond villains, come together to discuss ways to make themselves richer. So what really goes on? What do they really say? We're going to take you there. We also built a fake website and a company called Climate Systems Engineering Group. We had a bunch of business cards on our website. We talked about this climate work that we do on behalf of governments. We have investor money. We want to give money to people to do what we're doing and see what they might say. So we're leaving Bad Ragaz, Switzerland. We're headed to Davos, as the Swiss call it. As you can see, what beautiful scenery. We got to get through the security checkpoint. We're going to tell them that we're skiing, which we were, in Pizel, and hopefully that gets us into town without any issues. And we're posing as Climate Systems Engineering Group, trying to get that sulfur dioxide into the stratosphere to prevent the sun from coming through. That'll help cool down the environment. That's our cover in Davos. So first of all, there was an insane amount of security at Davos, men with guns everywhere, even a security checkpoint on the way to the location. So for our first stop, we snuck into the Post Hotel, where they were having a climate scale-up event, and we were able to just walk right in. There you see me just walking into the event with my colleague, my sister, as part of this Climate Systems Engineering Group. Now there inside that hotel, we met a woman named Sarah Lemnier, who talks about her job implementing carbon taxes and climate credits on governments, businesses, and civilians around the world. There was a very loud guitarist playing some operatic version of John Lennon right behind us as we spoke. We apologize for the sound distortion on that.
Working aerosols in the weather.
Now, Sarah even boasts that she's in one of the largest climate tax innovators in the United Kingdom, meaning they develop new ways to tax people and governments for the use of carbon. So their idea of reducing carbon emissions is to profit off of it.
Are you working with carbon taxes? We're on one of the largest climate accelerators. Are you helping with carbon taxes? compliance markets, and we are looking at CBAM, which is one of the new regulations companies who are exporting into Europe.
CBAM, or Carbon Border Adjustments, is a new scheme in the European Union that involves charging additional carbon fees on every item that is imported or exported. This includes steel, cement, aluminum, fertilizers, electricity, and hydrogen.
A portion of the taxation or helping them implement this in their countries. Do you get that?
We also work with companies to give them like a new revenue stream to strengthen the business model. So for instance, CBAM, we are interested because we see how we can help companies in Latin, in Africa, in India decarbonize their operations so that they remain competitive to export to Europe. So that's our main goal. And lastly, we work with large foundation and development partners, World Bank and institutions, to structure investment vehicles for them so that we can bring in and mobilize more capital.
The next day, through networking at this event, we were led to another event on the promenade with our fictitious climate engineering group. We were invited to something called the Clean Tech Forum. So you see this sign right here? So we're going to take that to the top of the hill, and we're going to try to get into this event. The event is called Global Clean Tech Forum. I'm going to take the gondola to the top of the hill, so we're going to have the car now. Ready? As we navigated our way towards the gondola to the top of the hill, looking for something called the Schlazlap Hotel. Follow me as we go inside this climate thing. Davos is absolutely packed right now. There's people everywhere. It takes about 2.5 to 3 hours just to get into the town, coming from the outside. To get into the place, we have to take a gondola all the way to the top. So we're going to take the gondola. Now, in something called the Schlazlap Hotel, high on the top of the mountain in Davos, Switzerland, there were dozens of entrepreneurs on a stage led by this guy, Balbir Singh, who kind of looks like a James Bond villain with a cane. Balbir yells how BlackRock is behind all of it.
This is a very, very special moment in Davos' history. And I mean this, and I mean it sincerely. Got BlackRock behind us.
Now, I had seen these pavilions on the promenade earlier where each company had a place where they were located. There was Palantir, Accenture, Deloitte, and BlackRock. I actually walked up to the BlackRock pavilion, made small talk with the security guard, and thanked them for the great work that BlackRock is doing. How you doing, sir? Where do you guys open tomorrow? When do you guys open tomorrow?
It's only you need an appointment. You can go book an appointment over the homepage.
Okay.
Not possible to go here by open date.
Yeah, I was just at the one of the events, and I support the work you guys are doing. I support what you guys are doing because they said that BlackRock was behind all the climate stuff. So I really appreciate that.
Got BlackRock behind us.
Now, we were expected to be laughed right out of Davos, Switzerland, with this absurd / ridiculous thing with my wig and my absurd little skinny female European cigarettes, but surprisingly, pretty much everybody took this seriously and offered their own experiences with weather modification, SAI, motivations, interests, and told us that they were actually interested in working with us, having them invest in us, or having us invest in them. We talked to this one Swedish guy who said absolutely fantastic. So we invest in these technologies to assist with the warming climate, and the effect of sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere will help block some of the warming, and the particles stay in the air for 1 year. So, and actually we're speaking to some of the airplane manufacturers and to see if they can emit some of our technology into the atmosphere to help with the global warming. That's right.
Fantastic.
Yeah, climate. I mean, we don't like to use the term climate engineering. It scares people, so we prefer.
Of course, but it's but for me, being an engineer, I think that's actually what you do. It's like,
yes.
You can have financial engineering, you can have, I'm sure, climate engineering, because it involves something that's more scientific.
Yes, exactly. You're an engineer, you understand. It's from Sweden, right?
Yeah.
So we don't like to call them chemtrails. We don't like to use this.
So what do you call it instead?
Well, we call it aerosol injection. Aerosol. It's kind of like little droplets, and the droplets form in the air, and they stay there for a year.
Yeah.
It's modeled kind of a mini volcanic eruption, actually.
Yeah. I mean, aviation fuels have some sulfur in them, so it creates some sulfur dioxide emissions naturally, and that does have a cooling effect.
Now, this guy, Kennedy Ritchie, who runs a company called For Air, spoke on stage, and he says on his website that he wants to, quote, decarbonize the aviation industry. He actually told me he was trying to eliminate contrails entirely, but then brought up cloud seating.
A lot of the work actually came out of the military, so they do this all the time.
Have you worked with them at all?
No, because they're a little more closed door about their procedures.
You ever heard of sulfur dioxide?
Yeah.
You've heard of that? Okay. Yeah.
It's actually pretty cheap to do it. The ability to put sulfur dioxide there is actually a pretty cheap way to cool down the earth.
Oh yeah.
So the opportunity for one or two people to do it is impressive. He went a little further. He's like, it'd be interesting if the government start doing this over each other's territories on purpose. Like if we start getting to weather modification as a government, either good or bad. The closest one I'm aware of is someone called Airborne Snow Observatory. They do some more like weather, I don't want to say modification, but more like upper atmosphere weather monitoring is probably a better term.
Yeah. Now, according to the website Airborne, this is what this guy Ritchie brings up, measures snow depth, snow water equivalence, provides highly accurate snowpack data, is a commercial spin-off of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory snow monitoring technology used to help water managers and scientists.
Earlier today in this room, Al Gore was in this room, Larry Fink was in this room, and now we're in the room talking to people about geoengineering, weather modification, and the trails that come behind airplanes and what's going on.
I don't want aluminum oxides in my lettuce. Are you kidding me?
Say that again?
Aluminum oxides.
Aluminum oxides are part of the cocktail from hell that they're spraying above our heads.
Yes.
So far, the disguise is working. Nobody recognizes me. If anything, people are very helpful, giving me their cards. Our camera operator, he got kicked out. We have the hidden cameras. Stay tuned.
A lot of these people at Davos, definitely not a fan of Donald Trump. I actually refer to him as Orange Man Bad quite a few times with different officials from the United Nations. Nobody seemed to be a fan of Donald Trump, who will be here in Davos Wednesday of this week. When is the Orange Man getting here?
His team is already here. He's speaking on Wednesday, 2 o'clock.
Really? I will not be there for that. His name wasn't Lipton iced tea. It was just high tea. We suspected he might have low tea, but he worked at the United Nations for over 16 years. Hi there. Jay, nice to see you. He works where?
United Nations.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, the business aspect.
On this job, but I've been with the UN for like 16 years.
You do any education with climate change, and you do anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, the UN does everything. I mean, we sit in the private sector division of the UN, and we work with over 24,000 companies, so one of them has to be working on that. I mean, in our role, we're not allowed to comment per se.
Yeah. In one of the most shocking and interesting interactions I had here in Davos, I met a man from Denmark who works alongside DARPA. That's the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, and he brings up that people around him would have an inclination to create what he calls artificial rain. He also says that he works with 3-letter agencies.
We're looking at vanguard technologies. We're creating our own platform.
Wow.
We're working with laser light comms and dark matter.
Well, I've heard of this. This is significant, serious stuff. Yeah. Do you do any climate risk work?
Climate risk mitigation, yeah, a little bit.
You do all that? Yeah. Do you do it? What do you do?
Yeah, so
vaguely.
We fundraise, we structure capital.
I mean, you do any climate weather modification, geoengineering?
Not directly.
Indirectly, or?
No, but are you in that company? Do you have that company in your portfolio that does artificial rain?
Yes, we invest in that. Yes. And are you familiar with this? How about SAI, stratospheric aerosol injections?
Oh, yeah.
And sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, artificial rain. We work in that space. Yes.
Wonderful. Out of the US.
Correct, Florida.
Yeah.
Florida. Have you done any indirect work with the artificial rain, or
No, not yet.
Not yet. Do you intend to?
There might be people around me that would be alleged to have an inclination to do that.
United States? Yeah.
And Europe, Central Europe.
Well, good. I'd like
And
to.
even Africa. I know ministers of foreign affairs in a couple of African nations legitimately.
This man seemed to be inferencing plausible deniability, not something they would ever talk about publicly, but says he was very interested with working with us.
And setting up a space fund together with a friend on behalf of the UAE Space Agency towards doing ground station as a service for island nations.
Wow.
And we're working with the King of Malaysia to set up a space city.
You sound like you're a good man to know.
Maybe. Depends on your ethos and your aptitude.
I understand.
Now, DARPA, out of the Department of War, Department of Defense, and the Pentagon, researches atmospheric phenomena like energy propagation, controlling ice. They focus on sensing, understanding, and mitigating cold weather effects. DARPA, to our knowledge, has not publicly announced a project to create artificial rain. It's actually incredibly rare that you ever even meet an official who would discuss anything like this. Now, at that moment, someone became suspicious and started pointing at me, so I got the hell out of there.
I think you noticed your wig, so I think we should
Let's go. Someone noticed the wig, so we have to get the hell out of here.
Well, we just got back from Davos. I'm in a secure location. I can't say where I am right now, but yeah, we spoke to a lot of people. Remarkably, the wig, it was like a conversation starter. I mean, I spoke to 2 guys from the United Nations. I spoke to a number of these entrepreneurs with like clean jet fuel, SAF it was called. And I spoke to this one guy from Denmark, and it was remarkable because he actually said that they would think about doing artificial rain, and he works with DARPA, which is a defense agency out of the Pentagon, the Department of War, and works with some 3-letter people. And as I was recording this guy comes up to me, a farmer from this region, and he says he wants to shoot Trump.
You are American?
American.
Oh, the clown. Trump is a clown.
Do you not like Americans?
This is the best point to shoot.
Can we just take a photo of it? Shoot the president. I was going to say shoot the photograph of the mountain, and this guy says shoot the president. That's a turret. He's going to blow him up. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, This is another edition of The Price is My Life with James O'Keefe, where every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time in the United States, we take you inside a major institution. Tune in next week, Tuesday at 1 o'clock. You will not want to miss it. Taking you places no journalist will go. Undercover. We're watching. We're waiting. We got to be careful with these Swiss people because they might shoot the president with that turret over there. See you next time. All right, let's talk healthcare. because the system is a total mess. Do you really trust your insurance company? You're paying outrageous premiums, and months later, the bills still keep coming. Confusing networks, denied claims, surprise fees, now rates they're saying might go up 20% or more. And did you know that medical debt is the #1 cause of bankruptcy? Those are some of the many reasons why I suggest switching from traditional health insurance to Impact Health Sharing. Impact Health Sharing is a powerful health sharing community that takes the middleman and the corporate profit-driven bureaucracies out of your healthcare and puts the power back in your hands. You can save up to 50% and get clear costs, real savings, and no woke nonsense. You can pick any doctor, no surprise bills, 24/7 telehealth, maternity support. Take control of your healthcare before the system decides for you. Go to impactomg.com to learn more and get your free quote in seconds, or call 855-378-6777 now. That's impactomg.com, impactomg.com. Impact Health Sharing, built differently.